What are the biggest red flags in a job interview? The office has a break room with games, pool table, etc. That looks like no one has touched it in months. Fast-paced, intense, flexible are great euphemisms for, we routinely overwork our staff and we have no respect for your free time. You have to submit multiple forms of media even before an interview is offered. Submit a complete resume and cover letter to advert on job website. Then get redirected to company website where you got to copy and paste your resume, cover letter into their own fields. Then fill out a personality test. Or the worst one of all, please submit a short 5-minute video telling us about yourself and why you want to work for our company. Yeah, hell the fucking no. Do you want to hire or not? Stop making the application process feel like you're descending the 7 circles of hell. Creepiest interview I ever went on was made out of red flags. I went out of morbid curiosity. Before I even got to the in-person interview, I was already facing a few. One of the most common was, "We're not legally allowed to require this, but we demand that you do it voluntarily." My phone screen mentioned that while they don't pay overtime, everyone volunteers to work 2 to 3 hours every single day just because the company deserves it. My interview was a group setting. 3 of us being interviewed at once. It was not all for the same position. The CEO found the time to come for half the interview. For entry-level jobs, if he has that much time, there is something wrong with the structure. Every single room had pictures of the CEO in some aggrandizing pose, or getting an award, or meeting someone famous. The last part of the interview was, "When you make a mistake, our accountants will calculate how much money your mistake cost the company. Will you commit to voluntarily paying the company the amount of money you cost them?" Just wall-to-wall red flags. We're like a family. Quote, I remember an interview I had years ago where the boss clicked every red flag imaginable, asking about wages and raises. He said it's all performance-based and they come randomly, there's no yearly raise or performance review, just whenever he deems it necessary. So never. Asked him about PTO and he said no pay unless you work 2 days taken off could be grounds for termination. Asked about the turnover rate and he said he doesn't pay attention and just hires people as he needs them. When I asked him about potential benefits, he said I'd get a paycheck. Do you offer health insurance? Yes. Can I see the coverages? If you accept after 90 days you'll be eligible for our insurance and then you can see it. Asked him how flexible the schedule could be because I have full custody of my child and not a lot of help from her mom. He said if staffing permits then I can handle family drama, was what he said. I'm not sure. I was in there more than 15 minutes before I spoke up and said this isn't the right fit for me. He then went on a rant about how I'm right and I'm a little too lazy and entitled for this job. Based on what I was asking him. Nobody wants to work for their paycheck anymore, etc. Dude was a complete jackass for no apparent reason. Deleted. In my personal situation it would be, you also have to do the printer from time to time. I work as a network and security engineer and every buzzword outside of my field is normally a no go for the job. Lots of behavioral interview questions about dealing with conflict or stress in the workplace. Emphasis on being dedicated to the role. Company saying they don't discuss pay until making an offer. Long, elaborate tests to prove your skills. Some testing is normal, but a weekend project is not. They don't take any notes or have your resume present. More of a red flag that you may not be being seriously considered. They don't ask if you have any questions. They don't have an HR team. They want to contact references as part of the interview process instead of after deciding they want to hire you. We work hard and play hard. We're like a family. We don't worry about things like KPIs. Are you married? Any children? Quote. Planning on a family? Quote. What's your current salary? Quote. They tell you it has unlimited earning potential. I applied for a chef position in fairly known restaurant in my area. Got an interview, and when I got to the hotel, that was not the restaurant. There were 3 people. An older woman did the talking and introduced herself as the owner and one of the other people as her son and manager. Owner. Completely ignoring the second guy. Interview seemed to be going well. Talking through my CVECT, and out of nowhere this woman asked me what my monthly outgoings are. So I reply, well, rent and bills. And she straight up said, how much are they? I need to know what your outgoings are so I know how much to pay you. Utterly flabbergasted and immediately knowing I don't want to work for someone like this, I said £4,000, to which she was shocked and told me not to be ridiculous, so I stood up saying what is ridiculous is asking for people's financial position so you know how much to pay them. Shove your job. Oh. And the second guy? He was the head chef. Never spoke a word to me.